The rain hammered Seoul like bullets against concrete. I gripped the steering wheel tighter, squinting through the downpour as my windshield wipers fought a losing battle. Traffic crawled along the Gangnam streets, red taillights bleeding into the darkness, horns blaring in typical Seoul rush hour chaos. I'd been in Korea for 6 months, teaching English at a hagwon by day, working part-time at a convenience store by night. It wasn't the life I'd imagined when I left LA, but it paid the bills. Barely. The black SUV came out of nowhere. It swerved past me, tires screaming, then jerked to a stop directly in front of my beat-up Honda. I slammed on the brakes, heart pounding. What the hell? The driver's door flew open. A man stumbled out into the rain, Korean, maybe 30s, expensive suit plastered to his body. He staggered toward my car, and that's when I saw it. Blood. So much blood, mixing with the rain, streaming down his white shirt. He collapsed against my window, palm pressed to the glass. His eyes met mine, desperate, pleading. "Please," he gasped in English. "Help me." Every instinct screamed, "Drive away." This was trouble. The kind of trouble that got people killed in foreign countries where they didn't speak the language or know the rules. But I saw the blood, and my mother's voice echoed in my head. If someone's bleeding, you stop the bleeding. Everything else is secondary. I unlocked the door. He practically fell into the passenger seat, bringing the smell of rain and copper with him. His hand clutched his side where red bloomed like a poisonous flower through his shirt. "Hospital," I said, already pulling back into traffic. "I'm taking you to." "No." His hand shot out, gripping my wrist with surprising strength. "No hospital. They'll find me there. You're bleeding out. You need. Please." His eyes rolled back. "Just drive." He passed out before I could ask who they were. I drove. Not to the hospital. His grip had been too desperate, too afraid. Instead, I headed toward my neighborhood in Itaewon, mind racing. What had I just done? Who is this man? Why was he shot? Gunshot. I hadn't wanted to acknowledge it, but that's what it was. The entry wound below his ribs, the way the blood flowed. I'd seen enough medical dramas, helped enough at my mom's clinic back in LA to recognize it. The sounds hit me before I saw anything. Shouting. Tires screeching. Then, pop, 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 gunfire shattering the rain-soaked night. I yanked the wheel, pulling into a dark alley between buildings. Cut the lights. Grabbed the unconscious man and shook him. Hey, wake up. Nothing. Through my rearview mirror, I watched 3 black SUVs screech to a stop where we'd just been. Men poured out, at least a dozen, all armed, shouting in Korean too rapid for me to catch. God, what did I get myself into? They were searching, checking cars, getting closer. I did the only thing I could think of. I opened my door and stepped out into the rain. Hey, I shouted in broken Korean. What's happening? Why shooting? One of them turned, young, tattooed, gun hanging loose at his side. He barked something I didn't understand. "I'm American," I said, hands up, trying to look confused and harmless. "English teacher. What's going on? Should I call police?" He said something to the others. They laughed, harsh, dismissive. One gestured for me to get lost. I didn't need to be told twice. I got back in the car, hands shaking, and waited. 5 minutes. 10. Finally, the SUVs roared away into the night. The man in my passenger seat coughed, wet, painful. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth. "You saved me," he whispered. "No. You saved yourself by getting into my car instead of staying in yours. They were looking everywhere for you. If you'd stayed, they would have killed me." He tried to sit up, winced. "Thank you." "Don't thank me yet. You're still bleeding and I'm not a doctor. No hospital. Please." I thought about the gunfire, the men with dead eyes searching for him, the way he'd said they'll find me like it was a death sentence. "Fine. But I have first aid supplies at my store. Can you make it another 10 minutes? He nodded, though his face was gray with pain. I drove through the rain-slicked streets, checking my mirrors obsessively. No one followed. When we reached the Kim family convenience store where I worked nights, it was dark. Mrs. Kim had already closed up. I had a key. I pulled around back, helped the man inside. He was heavier than he looked, dead weight against my shoulder as I half-dragged him through the storage room. "Sit," I ordered, pushing him into a chair. My hands shook as I grabbed the first aid kit, the good one, not the cheap one we sold to customers. My mother had been an army medic before the cancer took her. She'd taught me basics: stop bleeding, check for shock, stabilize, and transport. But she'd never taught me how to treat a gunshot wound in a convenience store backroom while hiding from what looked like a gang war. I cut away his shirt. The wound was ugly, entry point below the ribs, right side. I checked his back carefully. No exit wound. "Bullets still inside," I said. "You need surgery. A real hospital with real doctors who can. Can you call someone?" He interrupted, voice tight with pain. "My mother. Please." "I don't know your mother." He fumbled in his pocket, pulled out a phone with a cracked screen. Blood smeared across it as he unlocked it, found a contact, handed it to me. Tell her Min-jun is alive. Tell her the Choi family attacked. Tell her they killed father. They killed Jia and the children. Tell her," his voice cracked. "Tell her I'm sorry I couldn't protect them." My blood ran cold. "The Choi family? Your father? Your wife and children, they're dead. Yesterday." Tears mixed with rain on his face. "We were having dinner. Family dinner at our home. They came in shooting. Father tried to protect us. Jia grabbed the children, tried to run. He closed his eyes. They killed them all. I only survived because I was in the bathroom when it started. Coward's luck. You're not a coward for surviving. I should have died with them." His hand pressed harder against his wound. "The Choice want to take over my family's business. Father refused to work with them, refused to let them merge operations. So they eliminated him. Eliminated everyone who might challenge them. I'm the last one. Once I'm dead, they can claim everything." I pressed gauze against his wound, applied pressure. "What kind of business?" His laugh was bitter. "Shipping. Real estate. Entertainment. That's what we tell people." "The truth?" "Import-export of goods that don't go through customs. Protection services. Information brokerage." He met my eyes. "My family runs one of Seoul's oldest organizations. Some call it the Kang Syndicate. Others call it the Korean Mafia. Either way, we're criminals. And the Choice want us gone. Mafia." The word hung between us like a blade. "I should call the police," I said, but even as I said it, I knew it was useless. "The police won't help. Half of them are on the Choi payroll. The other half don't want to get involved in family business." He coughed again, more blood. "Please. Call my mother. She's the only one who can protect me now." I looked at the phone in my hand. At this man, Min-jun, who'd lost everything in one night of violence. At the choice I had to make. Walk away. Call the authorities. Pretend this never happened. Or make the call. Get involved. Step into a world I knew nothing about. My mother's voice again. "If someone's bleeding, you stop the bleeding." I pressed the contact labeled Mother. The phone rang twice before a woman's voice answered in rapid Korean. "I don't speak Korean," I said quickly in English. "But your son Min-jun asked me to call. He's alive. He's hurt, but alive. He said to tell you the Choi family attacked." He said. I swallowed hard. "He said they killed his father, his wife, and his children." "I'm so sorry." Silence on the other end. Then, in perfect English, crisp with authority, "Where is my son?" "With me. At a convenience store in Itaewon. He needs a doctor, but he won't go to a hospital. He says they'll find him." "They will. Give me the address." I rattled off the store's location. "Keep him alive for 20 minutes. Can you do that?" I think so. I've stopped the bleeding, but 20 minutes. And Miss Williams. Zara Williams. Miss Williams. Thank you for saving my son. The Kang family does not forget deaths." She hung up. I looked at Min-jun, who was watching me with eyes that were too knowing. "Your mother's coming. With an army, probably. She doesn't do anything by half." He tried to smile. "You should leave. Before she gets here. Before you get more involved." "I'm already involved." "Not yet. Right now you're just a good Samaritan who helped a stranger. Once my mother arrives, once you meet the family, once they claim you." He shook his head. "There's no walking away after that. You'll be marked. Protected, yes, but also marked. The choice will see you as a Kong ally. Other families will watch you. Your life won't be your own anymore. I thought about my quiet English teaching job, my tiny apartment, my simple, safe, boring life. Then I looked at the blood on my hands, at this man who'd lost his entire family in one night of horror. 20 minutes, I said. I'll stay 20 minutes. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. They arrived in exactly 18 minutes. The SUVs were quieter this time, no screeching tires, no dramatic entrances. Just 3 black vehicles that materialized outside the store like shadows gaining form. The woman who walked through the door commanded attention without saying a word. Korean, maybe 60, with steel gray hair pulled into an elegant bun. She wore a black suit that probably cost more than my yearly salary and carried herself like someone who'd never been told no in her life. Behind her came 6 men in similar suits, bodyguards, obviously, with the kind of alertness that spoke of military training. She went straight to Min-jun, knelt beside him, touched his face with hands that trembled slightly, the only sign of emotion on her otherwise composed features. They spoke in rapid Korean. I caught Min-jun saying my name, gesturing to me. The woman stood, turned to face me. Her eyes were dark, sharp, assessing. Miss Williams. I am Kong Hae-won, Min-jun's mother. You saved my son's life tonight. I just stopped the bleeding. He needs a real doctor. He will have one. She gestured, and 2 of the men moved forward with what looked like a portable medical kit. But first, we talk. You and I. It wasn't a request. She led me to the front of the store while her people worked on Min-jun in the back. We stood between aisles of ramen and soju, and she studied me like I was a puzzle to be solved. Min-jun tells me you asked no questions. Demanded no payment. Simply helped because he was bleeding. That's what you do when someone's hurt. Most people call the police. Or drive past. Or demand money first. Her head tilted. Why didn't you? My mother was a medic. Army. She taught me that stopping bleeding comes before everything else. Politics, money, fear, everything. You see someone dying, you help. That's the rule. Something flickered in Mrs. Kang's expression, approval maybe. Or recognition. Your mother sounds like a wise woman. She was. Cancer took her 2 years ago. I'm sorry for your loss. I know what it is to lose family. Her voice hardened. The choice murdered my husband, my daughter-in-law, and my grandchildren last night. They want to end the Kang line, take what we've built over 3 generations. Min-jun is my only surviving child. You saved the last of my family. The weight of that settled over me. I'm so sorry, I said, because what else could I say? I'm so sorry. In Korean culture, a life debt is sacred. You saved Min-jun. That means the Kang family owes you. Protection. Resources. Whatever you need. I don't need anything. The choice saw you tonight. She said it gently, but the words hit like a hammer. When you got out of your car, played the confused foreigner. They saw your face. They will figure out who you are. And when they do, they will come for you. My stomach dropped. What? They're thorough. They'll review traffic cameras, find your car, trace your identity. Within 48 hours, they'll know your name, where you live, where you work. And they'll use you to get to Min-jun. She stepped closer. I can protect you. But only if you let me. Protect me how? By bringing you into the family. Officially. As Min-jun's. She paused, choosing words carefully. Savior. Guardian. The woman who kept the Kang heir alive. Once you're claimed by us, touching you means war with the Kangs. The choice are bold, but they're not suicidal. You want me to pretend to be part of your family? I want you to be part of my family. There's a difference. She pulled out a card, thick, expensive paper with Korean and English text. This is my private number. You have 24 hours to decide. Stay in Korea under Kang protection, or return to America where you'll be safer. But know this. If you stay and refuse protection, I cannot guarantee your safety. The choice play a brutal game. Behind us, Min-jun coughed. The sound was wet, painful. He needs to go, one of the bodyguards called in English. Doctor is waiting. Mrs. Kang turned back to me. 24 hours, Miss Williams. Choose wisely. They left as quietly as they'd come. Min-jun, supported between two bodyguards, paused at the door. "I'm sorry," he said, "for dragging you into this. You didn't drag me anywhere. I made a choice. Then make another one. Go home. Go back to America. Forget you ever met me. Is that what you want?" He looked at me for a long moment. "No, but it's what's safe for you." "Since when do we get what's safe?" His smile was sad. "Never. We never do." Then they were gone, and I was alone in the convenience store with a stranger's blood on my hands and a choice to make. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in my apartment, one room, kitchenette, bathroom with a shower that leaked, and tried to think logically. Option 1. Go back to America. Run. Pretend Seoul never happened. Option 2. Stay. Accept protection. Become entangled with a family that was essentially Korean Mafia. Option 3. Stay but refuse protection. Hope the choice didn't find me. Option 3 was stupid. Even I knew that. Option 1 was sensible. Safe. The smart choice. But I kept thinking about Min-jun's eyes. About Mrs. Kang's carefully controlled grief. About a family that had lost almost everything in one night of violence. I kept thinking about my mother's rule. If someone's bleeding, you stop the bleeding. Was Min-jun still bleeding? Not physically, maybe. But losing your father, wife, and children in one night, that was a wound that didn't stop bleeding just because you put bandages on it. My phone rang at 6 a.m. Unknown number. "Miss Williams." A woman's voice, accented English. "This is June, Mrs. Kang's assistant. A car will arrive at your apartment in 30 minutes to take you to the Kang estate. Mrs. Kang would like to discuss your decision over breakfast." "I haven't made a decision yet." "Then you can make it over breakfast. The car will be there in 30 minutes. She hung up before I could argue. The Kang estate was in Songbuk-dong, hidden behind walls that would make a fortress jealous. Jiun met me at the gate, young, professional, with perfect English and a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Mrs. Kang is waiting in the garden," she said, leading me through grounds that looked like something from a Korean drama. Traditional Hanok architecture mixed with modern glass, gardens manicured to perfection, and security cameras everywhere. Mrs. Kang sat at a table overlooking a koi pond, pouring tea. "Sit," she said. I sat. She poured me tea, green, fragrant, probably worth more than my weekly salary, and studied me over the rim of her cup. "You didn't run," she observed. "I'm still deciding." "Honest." "I appreciate that." She set down her cup. "Let me be equally honest. The choice identified you 4 hours ago. They know your name, your address, your workplace. They know you're American, alone in Seoul, with no family to protect you." Fear crawled up my spine. "How do you know what they know?" "Because I have people inside their organization. Just as they have people trying to infiltrate mine. This is how the game is played." She leaned forward. "They will move on you soon. Today, tomorrow, this week at latest. They will try to use you as bait to draw Min-jun out. Or they will simply kill you to send a message." "What message?" "That anyone who helps the Kangs will die. That we cannot protect our allies. That we are weak." Her eyes hardened. "I will not let them send that message." "So you protect me to protect your reputation?" "I protect you because you saved my son. Because a life debt is sacred. Because," she paused, something shifting in her expression. "Because I lost my granddaughter yesterday. She was 28. A doctor. Brilliant, kind, everything a grandmother could hope for. And the choice murdered her along with her mother and baby brother. Shot them in our family home while they were having dinner." Her voice didn't shake. But I saw the grief in her eyes, carefully controlled but present. "I cannot bring my granddaughter back," she continued. "But I can save you. Let me." "What does being saved look like?" "You move into this estate. Under guard, under protection. You continue your English teaching, we'll arrange for the school to accommodate. You live as a Kang guest until the threat is neutralized." "And when is the threat neutralized?" "When the choice are destroyed. Or when they accept that you are untouchable." "How long will that take?" "Weeks. Months. Maybe longer." She refilled my tea. "I know this is not the life you chose. But it is the life you have now. The moment you pulled Min-jun into your car, you became part of this story. The only question is whether you survive it." I thought about the blood on the convenience store floor. About Min-jun's desperate eyes. About the sound of gunfire in the rain. If I agree, I said slowly, I need conditions. Mrs. Kang's smile was approving. Name them. 1. I'm not a prisoner. I can leave when I want, where I want, within reason. Agreed, with security escort. 2. I'm not an employee. I'm a guest. I don't work for you, I'm accepting temporary protection. Agreed. 3. When this is over, when it's safe, I walk away. No strings, no obligations beyond the immediate crisis. Mrs. Kang was quiet for a moment. That one is more complicated. Why? Because in my culture, Miss Williams, debts don't expire. You saved Min-jun. That creates a bond. Even if you leave, even if you return to America, the Kang family will consider you under our protection. Forever. That sounds like a leash. Or it sounds like insurance. The world is dangerous, Miss Williams. Having a powerful family in your corner is not a burden, it is an asset. I wanted to argue. Wanted to insist I didn't need anyone's protection, that I was fine on my own. But I thought about the choice. About guns in the rain. About how quickly violence could find you in this world. Fine, I said. But I'm keeping my apartment. I'm not giving up my whole life. Keep the apartment. We'll have it secured. Mrs. Kang extended her hand. Do we have an agreement? I looked at that hand, manicured, weighted with rings that probably had their own security details. I thought about my mother. About her rule. About stopping bleeding. I took Mrs. Kang's hand. We have an agreement. Good. Her grip was firm. Welcome to the family, Miss Williams. Your life just became exponentially more complicated. She had no idea how right she was. Moving in took 2 hours. Mrs. Kang's people were efficient. They packed up my apartment, transported everything to the estate, and had me settled in a guest room that was bigger than my entire previous living space. Min-jun asked to see you, Jian said as I was unpacking. He's recovering well. The doctor removed the bullet, stitched him up. He should be fine. Should be? He's stubborn. Wants to work despite being ordered to rest. Perhaps you can convince him to listen to medical advice. I found him in what Jiun called the family office, a room lined with books, dominated by a massive desk, windows overlooking the garden. He was standing at those windows, one hand pressed against his bandaged side, staring out at the koi pond. You should be in bed, I said from the doorway. He turned, and his smile was genuine despite the pain in his eyes. You stayed. Your mother made a compelling argument. My mother can be very compelling when she wants something. He moved toward a chair, wincing. I'm glad you stayed. Even though I told you to run. Yeah, well, I'm bad at taking advice. I crossed the room, gestured to the chair. Sit down before you tear your stitches. He sat, and I pulled up another chair across from him. How are you really? I asked. Physically? I'll heal. Emotionally? He looked away. My daughter was 6 years old. Her name was Hannah. She loved drawing, hated vegetables, wanted to be a vet when she grew up. My son was 3. June. He was just learning to talk, called me Appa like it was the most important word in the world. His voice cracked. They were having dinner. Just dinner. And the choice came in shooting. I reached across, took his hand. I'm so sorry. My father tried to protect them. Threw himself in front of my wife and children. The choice shot him first then. He closed his eyes. I was in the bathroom. I heard the gunfire, heard screaming. By the time I got there, they were all dead. Every single one of them. And the choice were searching for me. So you ran. I grabbed my father's gun, fired back, ran. I got to my car, but they shot me before I could drive away. I thought I was dead. Then it started raining, and I saw your car, and I thought, maybe God was giving me one more chance. One more chance to make this right. Make what right? His eyes opened, and they were full of cold fury. The choice think they've won. Think they've destroyed the Kang family. They're wrong. I'm going to destroy them. Every single one. I'm going to burn their organization to the ground and salt the earth behind me. The intensity scared me. Min-jun. I know what you're going to say. Revenge won't bring them back. Violence only creates more violence. All the reasonable, logical arguments. He leaned forward. But you didn't see my daughter's face. You didn't hear my wife's last scream. You didn't watch your entire family bleed out on the dining room floor. So with respect, Miss Williams, I don't need reasonable right now. I need justice. And if that looks like revenge, so be it. I didn't know what to say to that. So I said nothing. Just sat there, holding the hand of a man who'd lost everything, who was planning a war I didn't understand. I should let you rest, I finally said. Will you come back? Tomorrow. To make sure you're following doctor's orders, yes. His smile was tired but real. I'm glad you stayed, Zara Williams. Even if it was a terrible decision. Most of my good decisions start as terrible ones. Then you'll fit right in here. That night, I called my best friend back in LA. Girl, where have you been? Maria demanded. You haven't answered my texts in 3 days. I was about to call the embassy. Sorry. Things got complicated. Complicated how? Did you meet a guy? Please tell me you met a hot Korean guy. I'm living vicariously through you. I thought about Min-jun's grief-stricken eyes. It's not like that. Then what's it like? How did I explain? I saved a Korean Mafia heir from bleeding out, his family claimed me as one of their own, and now I'm living in a fortress waiting for rival gangsters to try to kill me. I'm helping someone, I said instead. Someone who lost his family. It's temporary, but I'm staying here for a while to make sure he's okay. That's very you. Saving people who don't ask to be saved. He asked. Kind of. Just be careful, okay? Seoul's not LA. You don't know the rules there. I'm learning them. After we hung up, I stood at my window overlooking the garden. Somewhere out there, the choice were planning their next move. Somewhere, a war was brewing that I'd accidentally stepped into. I thought about my mother's rule one more time. If someone's bleeding, you stop the bleeding. Min-jun was still bleeding. Maybe not physically, but emotionally, spiritually, he was hemorrhaging grief and rage in equal measure. Could I stop that bleeding? Should I even try? I didn't know. But I was here now. For better or worse, I was part of this story. And somehow, I had the feeling that saving Min-jun's life was just the beginning. The real work, the real bleeding, was yet to come. Welcome to Novatails TV. If you made it this far, you're officially hooked. Smash that subscribe button. Hit like if you're invested in Zara's journey. And comment below, what would you do in her situation? Run or stay?